The scariest WWE injuries that almost ended careers. Now, an injury that comes to mind to me, of course, Edge when he hit that spear on the outside of the ring. I think that was back in like 2011, 2010, where he hit that spear and his neck got all messed up. He hit Brodus Clay. I remember he speared Brodus Clay and he always pops his neck up when he spears, and I think it like messed his neck up, and he returned 9 years later. That was crazy. Or when Randy Orton, he was out, he had that spinal fusion. That I thought it was over. Rey Mysterio, his multiple knee injuries. John Cena with his pectoral tear and that elbow. And his elbow was big and it looked like a damn golf ball in his elbow. Those were a lot of injuries that I thought wrestlers was not coming back from, bruh. I thought that was not coming back. But we're gonna react to the scariest WWE injuries that almost ended careers by off the top rope. My bad, off the top rope. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new, and be sure to leave a comment on what injury that you think is the worst. It don't even have to be WWE. It can just be in wrestling history, period. But be sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and get into the injuries that almost ended careers.
Pro wrestling or sports entertainment, one thing's for
that
sure,
was a crazy ass spot.
When WWE
That was a crazy spot.
Step into the ring, it's all about pushing the limits, risking everything, and putting on a show.
That was crazy too.
Here's the thing: sometimes those limits get pushed way too far, and the consequences are real. So today we'll be diving into the most devastating injuries in WWE history. Injuries that not only
oh yeah, I remember Psycho Sid too. Like when he jumped off the turnbuckle and his leg was like, his boot was just dangling like that. I remember that. That was scary too. I think he broke his tibia.
Let's kick things off with a heartbreak.
That's the biggest bone in the human body. Oh yeah, Finn Balor.
In 2016, when he defeated Seth Rollins at SummerSlam to become the first ever Universal Champion. The wrestling world was buzzing.
Yep. And ever since then, he's still.
It was a historic moment, but as often the case in WWE, what was supposed to be a fairy tale moment turned into a nightmare. After that historic win, it was revealed that Balor had torn his shoulder during the match. A powerbomb from Seth into the barricade caused the injury, and Finn was forced to vacate the championship 24 hours later.
And ever since that injury, he has not bounced back since. He hasn't won a singles title since then. I don't know if he won. Well, I know he hasn't won a world title. I had to do my research again, but he still has been trying to chase that ever since that moment. And I feel like he should at least got one more title reign. And I hope he gets one more title reign before he retires, because he still hasn't bounced back from this, in the singles competition, especially recently. So I hope that he gets another moment to shine as world champ one more time.
Being on top of the world, only to have it all come crashing down because of an injury.
In 24 hours.
Finn gave shortly after. He knew something was wrong the second it happened, but he powered through, trying to finish the match as best as he could. Finn Balor's injury is considered one of the biggest what-ifs in WWE. What if he hadn't been injured? Would we have seen a longer title reign? How would WWE storylines have changed? Fans will never know, but Finn's resilience during that time only made him more beloved by the WWE universe. In interviews, Balor has expressed his frustrations over the injury, but also his determination to reclaim the top spot one day. But there's still that lingering question of what could have been. Next up, we have Sting, the icon who shocked the world by making.
He got injured. What did he get? Oh yeah, I think he collapsed. I think
fans have been waiting for years to see him step into a WWE ring, and when he finally did, the excitement was through the roof. His first major program was with Triple H at WrestleMania 31. It was a dream match, but unfortunately, the magic of the moment did not last. Sting lost the match to Triple H, and the fans' reaction to it could easily be summed up.
We're the real heroes.
But it was
Triple H. You could have made my boy Sting win that match. I mean, Triple H, you already got so many wins, so many world titles. You could have let my boy Sting just get that victory. He's already old. So I don't know why he couldn't get that victory. I don't know why he couldn't put him over.
WWE had big plans for him. He was then scheduled for a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match against Seth Rollins at Night of the Champions 2015.
I think this is when he collapsed.
After taking a running powerbomb from Rollins into the turnbuckle, Sting's neck was severely injured. And with that, Seth Rollins was 2 for 2 on the list. In interviews after,
I hope he don't do. Does he still do this move? I don't think he do. He don't need to do it no more because he injured 2 people with that move.
The match, Sting revealed that he felt something wasn't right, but he pushed through, hoping to finish the match. Unfortunately, the injury was too much to overcome. The shocking part of this injury was how quickly it ended Sting's in-ring career. He never got the chance to properly retire, and many fans were left wondering what could have been if he had stayed in WWE.
He probably would have won that world championship too.
Despite his limited in-ring time, Sting's WWE run was historic, and it left a lasting legacy on the company. Now let's talk about Seth Rollins, arguably one of the most talented wrestlers of his generation. discretion. He was riding high in 2015, holding the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But just as things were looking up for Rollins,
He tore his ACL.
world would come crashing down during a house show in Dublin, Ireland. During a match against Kane, Seth executed a sunset
His
flip
knee.
powerbomb onto the barricade. And that is
Jeez
when
Louise.
disaster struck.
Jeez Louise. And I know a lot of people say if he hadn't got injured here, because before he got injured, how he was moving, it was crazy. This dude can dive through the ropes. He could dive through one side and then go to the other side. He can go through all four sides of the ring and still go on the top turnbuckle and do a little corkscrew off. This dude has so much spring in his step before this injury. He's still good now, but before his injury, this dude was insane. This dude Seth Rollins was insane, bruh. Could have been the greatest. And people are laughing. He still did it. That's crazy. Yeah, nah.
Seth tore both his ACL and MCL and still managed to powerbomb Kane. However, it was an injury that would force him to
relinquish
vacate the title. In a backstage interview, Rollins admitted that the pain was excruciating, but his determination to finish the match took over, and he later said that, "I didn't want to let anyone down. I thought maybe it was just a tweak, but when I got to the back, I knew it was something more serious." The injury shook WWE to its core as they were forced to completely adjust plans for Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble. The tournament to crown a new champion was an intense storyline, and it ultimately set the stage for Roman Reigns to capture the title. But Seth Rollins' injury reshaped the entire landscape for the WWE Universe. It's crazy to think how one single injury can have that kind of ripple effect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Devastating injuries in recent memory. Big E, the powerhouse.
Oh yes, Big E. I still don't know why. The dude that German belly to belly suplexed him, I don't even know who that is. Bro. And he broke his neck. Like I think this happened like in 2018 too. So sad. And he basically announced that he's retired now. I mean, there's really no point for him to get in the ring anymore. He's healthy. He has no long lasting injuries. He feels completely fine. He's done. He's a former world champ. There's nothing really more for Big E to do. Multiple Intercontinental champ, for multiple tag team champ. There's really nothing for Big E to do. Really nothing, But it was just such a shame that he got done like that by, like I said again, I don't even know who that was that did that.
Big E had just won the championship in 2021, and his reign was something fans had been cheering for. Big E was on the verge of becoming a major solo star, and WWE had big plans for him. But everything changed during a match in 2022 against Ridge Holland. During a
2022, who is that?
Landed on his neck in a way that caused a broken neck. It was a horrifying sight, and WWE officials immediately called for medical assistance. Big E's injury left him sidelined, and it was uncertain whether he could ever return.
Like, he's not even in the WWE anymore.
Big E spoke about how difficult it was to go through that period of uncertainty. He shared, "There's a fear that comes with being sidelined for something as serious as a neck injury, but I'm taking it day by day, and the support I've gotten from the fans has been overwhelming." Although Big E has made progress in his recovery, his injury sent shockwaves throughout the WWE Universe. Especially after his incredible run as champion, we'd all hope that Big E returns stronger than ever because he has proven before the sky is the limit for him. Moving on, CM Punk's return to WWE in 2023 was supposed to be
his tricep during the Royal Rumble, I think.
Most fans' reactions to his arrival was something like this.
"Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!"
After
And that boy Charlie, Moist Critical.
his return, Punk made his emotional reappearance at the Royal Rumble, and it sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling world. The anticipation for his matches, particularly against top stars like Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, was off the charts. But just when Punk seemed to be on the cusp of rewriting history, disaster struck. Punk suffered torn triceps during a match at the Royal Rumble.
Oh no!
Yeah, his tricep was fucked. Yep.
And I can tell you right now, most fans were sad at Punk's injury as it meant he wasn't getting his main event spot at WrestleMania. In an interview after the injury, Punk expressed his disappointment. "I was finally getting back to the groove and then this happens. But that's the nature of this business. Everything can change in a blink of an eye." Punk's injury forced WWE to adjust their storylines, but it also had a silver lining. Drew McIntyre, Punk's original rival, went on to have some of the most impactful matches in Punk's absence. The injury also led to a surprising opportunity opportunity for McIntyre to shine on his own. Punk's recovery was swift, and he made his triumphant return to WWE in 2024, picking up where he left off and reminding everyone why he's one of the greatest of all time. And for our next entry, we need to rewind the clocks back.
Yeah, that was a quick ass injury. So as soon as he returned, he got injured. It was so wild. So wild. From that future shock DDT that Drew McIntyre has done on multiple opponents and multiple times, injured CM Punk's tricep during the Royal Rumble. That was crazy. But that also ended up leading him to having a clash, a good rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I'm pretty sure if they cross paths again, it will be fireworks just like in the past, especially that Hell in a Cell match. That was a match, boy. That was definitely a match. But yeah, I mean, I guess everything happens for a reason. Unfortunately, he got injured as soon as he came back, but you know.
Back to 2001. Triple H was at the peak of his career alongside Stone Cold Steve Austin as a part of the dominant duo, the two-man power trip. But during a match with Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, Triple H suffered one of the most gruesome injuries of his quad, where he would tear his quadriceps. Triple H pushed through the match, refusing to give up, even taking walls of Jericho on the announcer table.
Yeah, I know that shit was painful.
It was clear that the damage was significant. It was reported that Triple H revealed that he could barely walk and that his injury required months of recovery. It was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced, he said, reflecting on how this injury forced him to vacate the title and change the trajectory of his career. But what was more interesting to hear was what the doctor had to say about the whole situation and how Triple H pushed himself to get better.
Here we go. Blow it up. Block it out. Overall, Hunter's rehabilitation is outstanding. He's ahead of schedule right now. He tends to push himself very hard. He's very motivated. He wants to get back out there as soon as possible to prove that he can do it. If anything, we're trying to slow him down at this point. We don't want him to be overly aggressive.
But just like every great champion, Triple H came back stronger and better than ever, and his comeback is still remembered as one of the greatest in wrestling history. And now we have the legendary Mick Foley, better known.
Yeah, that quad. I guess I don't know. I ain't gonna say it runs in the family, but you know, Vince, he has tore both of his quads entering the Royal Rumble after John Cena and Batista took each other out in the Royal Rumble. He did end up taking out both of his quadriceps. Triple H ripped his quadricep. I don't know if it runs in the family or, you know, but, you know, that was a good comeback when Triple H did eventually come back. That definitely is one of the best runs in WWE history. You know, he came back and became world champ, you know.
As Mankind, and the King of the Ring 1998, Mankind stepped into one of the most brutal matches of his career, a Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker. What followed is
Mankind, I forgot.
In wrestling history.
This was bad.
First, Foley was thrown off the top of the cell and landed through the announcer's table.
That was bad.
Choke slammed through the roof of the cell, crashing into the ring below. Mick Foley's injuries were nothing short
of a tooth in his nose.
He suffered a dislocated shoulder, broken ribs, and a concussion, and lost several teeth in the process. But here's the crazy part. Foley finished the match. In an interview, Foley recalled the moment. I knew I was hurt, but I couldn't let the fans down. I wanted to make sure the story was told the right way.
That's
what is
crazy.
Hilarious about the situation is when Mick Foley told his account of what happened on that night, all he can recount is when Terry Funk entered the match, and well, I will let him tell the story.
And it was just boom, words were shared, and then you see Terry, he goes over and he like touches my face. He comes back to the Undertaker and he gets choke slammed. And in the process, Terry's shoes came off his feet. And so legitimately, after being out for almost a minute, you know, I rolled over and people were like, what were you thinking? What was going through your head? And I was like, I swear to you, the only thing I could think of was, where'd those shoes come from?
Terry Funk got choke slammed out his shoes. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I had no answer for where those shoes came from.
Foley's resilience in the face of such brutal punishment only solidified his legacy as one of the toughest superstars in WWE history.
The toughest.
The era of WWE.
John Cena.
Cena's no-nonsense attitude and resilience made him a fan favorite, but even he couldn't escape an injury. During a match against Seth Rollins in 2015, Cena took a knee strike from Rollins.
Oh yeah, that broken nose.
Blood was pouring from Cena's face, and in true Cena fashion, he finished the match. Cena later said in an interview, I've always felt that when you're in the ring, you owe it to the fans to finish what you started. Despite the gruesome injuries, Cena's toughness won him even more respect in the WWE universe. The fact that he continued with the match shows why Cena is considered one of the toughest to ever step into a WWE ring. Moving back to the modern era, Cody Rhodes' journey to Hell in a Cell 2022 was shaping up to be the defining chapter in his rivalry with Seth Rollins. But just days before the event, disaster struck. During a routine workout leading up to the match, Cody suffered a devastating injury, a complete tear in his right pectoral muscle. And to be honest, when you hear Cody explain how it happened, it's safe to say he should have left his ego by the door.
Walked in the gym, flip-flops on. Flip-flops in the gym, bad sign. Open cup of coffee. The other side of the gym, you know, it's testosterone filled, just me and this other dude. I have no idea who this man is. I don't know why he's like grimacing at me. I'm like grimacing at him. Now I'm gonna.
You have a spotter?
It's just me and him in there, and I'm gonna show you, dude.
You don't even know who that is.
Just unrack it, and it went right away. It just went.
So you hadn't even gone down for
Hadn't
one?
even gone down. It went like Velcro. They're like, did it pop? Doesn't pop. It went.
Rips.
Felt it.
Oh.
Full tear. I didn't need to kick the weights off. They flew off.
Yep.
Then this dude, who I've been having this moment with, runs over. Hey man, are you okay?
Now, most people would have pulled out immediately. I mean, who wouldn't? But not Cody Rhodes. He walked into that unforgiving steel structure with bruising so dark and swollen, it looked like his chest had been smashed with a hammer. The WWE Universe was in stunned silence when he revealed his injury. The sight was downright shocking. You could feel the collective gasp echo throughout the arena. And here's the wild part. Cody not only wrestled the match, but he went all in with a jaw-dropping performance, trading sledgehammer blows and surviving brutal attacks from Seth Rollins. In the end, he won, solidifying himself as one of the WWE's toughest competitors. But this win came at a cost. Cody was forced to undergo surgery and miss months of action. His absence created a major void in WWE storytelling. But in hindsight, it only made his eventual return at the 2023 Royal Rumble even more electrifying. He went from being sidelined to standing victorious as the last man in the ring. A true redemption arc that brought his journey full circle. This injury wasn't just a setback, it was a defining moment that elevated Cody from fan favorite to certified legend.
Cody Raheem Rhodes. That boy, if you know, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. But yeah, a lot of injuries, a lot of character is built during these injury moments, especially with Cody Rhodes, Triple H, John Cena, Seth Rollins. Just a lot of greats. Hell, Shawn Michaels, when he crushed his spine during that Buried Alive match versus The Undertaker in 1997, I think. Yeah, he came back from that. Don't know how he did. He crushed both of his discs in his back. Sidelined him for years. Edge too. You know, Edge when he broke his neck. So just a lot of greats that come back from adversity. Just shows that through hard work and determination and grit, you can come back from anything. Through anything. But yeah, this was an amazing video about Off the Top Rope. Be sure to leave a comment about what is a gruesome injury in WWE history or wrestling history that you remember the most, that a wrestler came back from, that you didn't think that they would come back from. But this is your boy Icy Dreams. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're new. But this is your boy Icy Dreams signing out.